Looks like you're ready. Click here to start streaming. And it looks like we are live. Yes, it looks like we're live. I hope we are. I really do. So this is gonna be Camera Culture episode 2. If you've been watching the channel for any time, then you would have known a couple months ago I dropped Camera Culture episode 1, which was a pre-recorded YouTube video, but I felt this segment would be better suited in a live format to give people an opportunity to react with me to the new gear that we're seeing, react with me to the new stuff that's happening in the filmmaking world. So on this segment, we're going to talk about new gear. We're going to talk about unreleased gear. We're going to be talking about gear that leaked, gear rumors. We're going to be talking about anything in the social media world that pertains to us filmmakers. So if you're watching this on the replay, down at the bottom of the stream is going to be a couple time codes for you to be able to hop in and check out what's going on. This is going to live on the channel after the fact. And then after we talk about the gear in this episode, at the end, I'm going to give you guys an opportunity to call in via Skype, chat with me, ask me a question, one question, and then I think it'll be dope just to get some interaction going on. So let's just give our live people an opportunity to check in. Where y'all checking in from? City, state, country? Let me know in the chat right now. Where we at? Where we checking in from? We got a couple different people in here. How does the audio sound? Is the audio good? Is the audio bad? Is the music too loud? Can I even hear the music? Can y'all hear me? Let me know. We gotta queue in and check and see what's going on. You checking in from Earth? Okay. We got Atlanta in the building, Titusville. That's dope. We got Albuquerque, New Mexico in the building, Houston, Toronto, Tulsa. I watch First 48 pretty often, and I see Tulsa on there all the time. So Tulsa sounds like a wild place. Is it as bad as they show on First 48? Let me know. We got Sweden in here. We got Mexico in the building. Okay. That's what's up. As long as the audio is good and everything's straight. You said you don't hear the music. I'm going to boost the music up just a little bit. I don't even want the music to be like super prominent, honestly. How does that sound right there? Yeah, let me know. Does that sound good? Sound bad? And then we going to hop in here and get this popping. You know what I mean? Alabama's in the building. Richmond's in the building. Pretty close to me. What up? We got to link up sometime soon. You know what I mean? If the audio sounds good and y'all can hear the music and the music ain't too loud, we're going to hop straight into this. I don't really want to drag this on for too long. I would love for this to be like an hour. But, you know, we're going to figure it out. Let me move this up a little bit, like right there. I'm going to move that up a little bit right there too. Cool. It's perfect. All right. Everything is good. All right, let's hop straight into it. Okay, so this week in camera culture, the first thing I want to talk about, first thing I want to check out is the Red Komodo-X 6K. Now, this just got announced, and I really want to know what y'all think about the Komodo-X. Now, me personally, I've only shot on Red like one time. I've never personally owned a Red. The Komodo is an incredible bang for buck, but they just went and they just updated this. So if you've been under a rock and you didn't hear anything about the Komodo 6K X, this is what's new about it. So obviously you can see the new body. It's like an all white Stormtrooper. I'm not sure if this is the standard version or like if you order this the color you'll get, but every pretty much review that I've seen of this camera has been this white color. So there's a couple different improvements with it. With the original Komodo, I believe the 6K could only go up to 40 frames per second without, you know, suffering some significant crop in there. So this brand new X goes up to 6K 80 frames per second, and then it can also do 4K 120 frames per second. And I believe this is in the Red RAW codec as well. So if you're on any other Red camera, this is what you're going to want to film on just to keep your thing streamlined. It's supposed to have a brand new sensor as well that has better low light dynamics and also better sensitivity in the shadows, which is awesome. They released a bunch of new accessories with it. It also has a brand new wireless connectivity system inside of it. So you're using anything wireless like monitors, tear decks, stuff like that. I believe you could connect straight to the body of the camera, which is awesome. And the new accessories that I've seen for this, just looking at a couple different videos on it, look actually really interesting. One of the which is that they have an RF to PO adapter that has variable NDs inside of it that are electric that you can control inside of the camera body, which is crazy. So I can definitely see why people would be excited for this. They released a brand new battery as well. So if you want to pay the extra money to get a red battery, I'm assuming that this will be more expensive than any other option out there, just because Red tends to go super expensive with their stuff, man. I remember back in the day when Red used to make their own SSDs for their camera bodies, and it was this whole fiasco online where somebody did a teardown and it was the same as a super budget option. You know, if they put that Red tag on there, the price of it is gonna go crazy. So I would imagine that this V-mount battery is gonna go stupid as well. But this is supposed to be available like shipping at the end of the month, and this is going for $10K. This is where I see like I don't want to say this being a problem, because this is actually really affordable in like the industry. You know, if we're talking about industry cinema cameras that are actually viable, that people actually want to use, $10,000 is not a lot of money, you know, especially when you're using Alexas and you're using higher, you know, like Red Raptors and stuff like that, the full frame options and stuff like that. So 10K is not that expensive, but for us, $10,000 is kind of wild. You know what I mean? Like for somebody who does content, or maybe somebody who does music videos, not on a professional level with big crews, I think $10,000 is pushing it. And not to mention, that's just for the body. You're going to have to get accessories. You're going to have to get media. This is going to be an expensive cop for a lot of people. And it's $4,000 more expensive than the original Komodo body. So it is a significant upgrade. You do get the additional frame rates and the without suffering the crops and stuff like that. And you also do have these brand new PL mounts and stuff like that. I think this is going to be awesome for people who are in the industry. Like this is going to be fire. It's going to be what people want. People want to use small body Komodos to, you know, rig up to stuff and not put a full size Red on their rigs for like car mounts and stuff like that. But 10 racks is kind of up there, y'all. Anybody in the chat planning on copping this, I would love to know, like, where y'all sitting at with the Komodo-X? 10 racks is up there. I know personally I can't justify it. I shoot on like a C70 right now. Sometimes I feel like I can't justify the price of that, even though I use it all the time for my YouTube content and stuff like that. But for somebody who's not in the industry, somebody who's not making a significant amount of money, for somebody who's not getting paid the DP and do all that, I think it's very expensive. Not expensive for what you can get, but just expensive in general. This would be great for people in the industry, but I don't really know if this is a camera that sits in the realm of content creators. I think it's a little bit overkill. I honestly feel like this right here makes the Komodo it makes it such a better bang for buck at this point. Are we freezing? It looks like we're kind of lagging a little bit. Oh, no, we good. For me, I think that this, like, if you can find an aftermarket Komodo, because this dropped for a significantly cheaper price, I think that's where you're supposed to go. Because the OG Komodo is still incredible. And this isn't replacing it. It's just sitting in between that Komodo and then that Raptor Super 35, I believe. So, I don't know. I'm seeing a lot of people saying it's not worth it. It's way over their head. 10K is a lot. I don't think 10K is a lot for the industry. I think 10K is a lot for content creators. 10K for people who aren't shooting with big crews and that sort of stuff like that. You still got to build it out, like you said. So yeah, I mean, that's the Komodo-X. We just heard about that. I would love to get one in to test it out. If anybody randomly sees this and happens to have one, hit me up, you know. Let's hop into the next realm of cameras. This is a really interesting one. And I wanted to bring this one up and I wanted to talk about it because this system right here has me really intrigued. I know it looks wonky and I know it looks crazy, but as a person who does content creation, I could see this one right here being the one in the future when it becomes more updated, once it gets more features. I think that this form factor and this body style right here is really interesting. So if you didn't hear about this, this is the Canon Powershot V10, and this is made strictly for vlogging. Obviously I do YouTube, so this is what interests me. This isn't going to be for everybody. This isn't going to be for the majority of people, but this little small body right here has a really interesting body style. You can see it's basically just like, it looks like a flip camera to me. The screen flips up. It has a couple different buttons on the back. It got its own little kickstand at the bottom. It got a built-in microphone on the top. When I'm creating content and I'm vlogging, I want the thing that is the smallest possible thing that can capture the highest quality. And I don't think that this is it, but I think that in the future, if they do decide to continue to go with this body style and update it in the future, this could be really interesting. So this is going for 430 right now. You can do 4K up to 24 frames per second, but it's not really much customization you can do inside the camera. Like, you can't film log. You got to kind of deal with whatever IS setting you get inside of it. So it's not like the most customizable camera, but I just wanted to bring it up because the body style of it looks really interesting, and I'm really interested to see what they can do with this in the future if they continue with it. I would love it if like content cameras that they make in the future do open gate, because open gate is really what content creators need. You need to be able to crop that 16:9, but if you want to do 9:16, you will also be able to do that as well. I would love it if they do something like this that had like open gate. But what y'all think about this? Y'all, I don't think this is the one. I gotta specify that. I don't think that this is the one, but it's interesting. It's interesting. 4K up to 30 frames per second. You can do 60 frames per second 1080p. It's pretty cheap. I think in the future, if they improve this, I think it'll be really cool. But another camera that is a little bit more interesting that I think will probably fit my workflow a little bit better is Sony is actually about to announce the ZV1, the ZV1's successor. So the camera that's going to come after the original ZV1. Ironically, Sony just dropped the ZV-E10, which I went to Sony Camera Camp and I tried it out. And I think the ZV-E10, if I'm not mistaken by the names, I might be a little bit jumbling the names a little bit. I think the ZV-E10, after testing it out, is a really phenomenal content creator camera. It's like the camera that has the Sony a7S III sensor. It has a bunch of different AI features for autofocus. It has this cool little reframing feature. I tested it out and did all this stuff out of Sony Camera Camp. I just didn't happen to put out a video from it. I think that camera is awesome, but I think the problem with that camera is that it's too expensive for who it's for. It's kind of marketed as the content creator's camera, but I think a camera over $2,000 is not the content creator's camera. You know what I mean? Like, that's expensive to just create content on and vlog or do whatever. Like, I would purchase it. I feel like that would be a camera for me just because I'm already like making money and doing all this. But for somebody who's just starting out and just wants to do content creation, I think the problem with that camera is that it's too expensive. So this ZV1 II, Mark II, I'm assuming is what it's going to be called. It's supposed to have 18 to 70 millimeter lens compared to the original 24 to 70 lens in the original ZV1. And this is this is Sony's just vlog camera. Like, the lens is already built into it. This is something comparable to like a RX 100, like the RX 100 line is supposed to be $1,000. So I don't really know what's going to be in this camera. It has some AI features, but I just wanted to bring it up just because I talked about Canon's vlog option. And the wild thing is that I actually had a ZV-E1 for a little bit. My wife was vlogging for a little bit, and I had when I tested it out. I really didn't like it that much. I didn't really like it that much. The built-in lens I felt like just wasn't wide enough. I always feel like the lenses aren't wide enough in the vlog cameras that have the lens already built into them. I need something super wide. So that's why I like the ZV-E10 was enticing, but the ZV-E10 is too expensive in my personal opinion for what it is. I mean, for who it's for, not for what it is. I think it's a great camera, but I think for who it's for, it's too expensive. I think it's too expensive. The next thing that I wanted to talk about is Peak Design just announced that they're doing a Kickstarter campaign for this brand new micro clutch, which is like, it's kind of like a handheld strap on the side of your camera that you can use for like point and shoots. I think that it looks incredibly uncomfortable. I understand that like these cameras are very small and they're easy to drop, but like I couldn't imagine putting 2 fingers on the side and the strap would be comfortable to hold. It just looks incredibly uncomfortable to me. I don't know. This is something that I would have to try. It's Peak Design, so you know that they have like their all their patented stuff and everything works smooth and it's all integrated together. But I think that this just looks uncomfortable. It just looks uncomfortable. I don't know about this one, man. I don't really know about this one. This interests you though. This is on Kickstarter right now, so if you want to back it, you can get an opportunity to pick this up. But I don't really know about this one. Y'all let me know. You can put your Peak Design quick release straps on it too. So if you want to like double this with the quick release straps for like a neck strap, you can do that too. But I think that this is like, I don't know. I don't know about this. I don't know. You can get this for $50 though. What y'all think about it? I would love to know what y'all think about this mini strap. Prime said that ain't it. He said that ain't the one. I don't know about that one. I don't know about this one. This right here is interesting though. This is something that I wanted to show y'all. So this happened a couple of days ago at this point, but 13 people ran into a California camera store and ran it up. Like they backed the, I'm gonna show y'all. I wanted to show y'all this. Hold on, let me get the audio and stuff right. Hold on, let me pause this music. I want to show y'all this because this is actually crazy. This isn't the first time I've seen this happen either. I was looking at these people who broke into this. They broke into this Leica store in San Diego, not San Diego, San Francisco, and racked it up. Like took hella camera bodies. Like this is wild. But I want y'all to check this out. Can y'all hear this? Let me know if the audio is good. Let me know if the audio is good and y'all can hear what's happening here. It just doesn't seem to matter to the burglars. More than a dozen masked thieves grabbing whatever they can inside Maxstar cameras and electronic. This is crazy, yo. This is actually wild. Backing up a car not once but twice into the storefront. They knocked over this display case. Manager Melissa Delgado says most of the merchandise. Can y'all hear this? Y'all probably can't even hear the audio. The audio is good. They backed the truck up into the store and ran it up. You can see all kind of boxes and stuff in the store too, like Nanlux boxes, like Komodo-X. Yo, like this is crazy. $65,000 worth of gear, yo. They're like throwing everything in bags. The audio's low. It sounds low to me too. I don't really know how to boost it though. How can I boost this higher? In the meantime, Delgado says the store has undergone even more security. Hold up, let me see. Just more work on our sides, and they still try to attempt. Former federal prosecutor Scott Tenley says one reason is because criminals know they won't face harsh consequences. Okay, people saying they can hear it. It's slow, but yeah, I mean, whatever. Y'all don't really need to hear what's happening. I'm already narrating this, but this is what's happened. This is crazy. So these people, they backed the truck up into a camera store and ran it up, bro. This is crazy. Like in and out too. This is wild, yo. This is crazy. I had saw an article for something like this that happened similar a couple months ago. It was a bunch of dudes who ran into a Leica store and they just stole a shit ton of like camera bodies, like a ton of camera bodies. And they took like $70,000 worth of gear out of there too. So this is wild. It's crazy that stuff like this is happening like still. And I don't know how much YouTube y'all watch, but It's a channel called Cinecom, and the host there, the dude's name is Jordy. He was just saying that somebody just broke into their studio and took $100,000 worth of gear too. It was like a Red camera that they took, a bunch of different laptops, I believe, and it's crazy, y'all. Like, y'all gotta be safe out here. It's crazy. This is wild. Somebody said there's been going on a lot in Atlanta. Oh yeah, man. Atlanta's a crazy place, y'all. My homie Cotton got his car broken into in Atlanta when he was down there DPing for a shoot one time. They took everything out of his car. So yeah, if you out here, be safe, man. Make sure you know where you at. Make sure you know what's going on. Because people is definitely out here stealing, man. And it's like, if people can see that something's worth something, they're with it. They're with it, man. But yeah, the Cinecom dudes just they said somebody just kicked in their studio, just ran in their studio and took like $100,000 worth of gear from them, and it's wild, man. I don't even know what the hell I would like. I don't even know how I would feel. That's crazy. Super crazy. The next thing I want to talk about is the Nikon Z8. So Nikon actually just announced the Z8, and this is going to be shipping, I think, next week. This is a smaller version of the Z9. I did a music video on the Z9 and used it for like probably 2 weeks or so. The Z9 is a fire camera. The Z9 is just really expensive and really big. So the Z8 is basically just the Z9 shrunk down. And it's wild because I had a hard time finding the differences between these two cameras, because this can pretty much do almost everything that the Z9 can do. This is a 45 megapixel sensor. It does 8K up to 60 frames per second in Nikon RAW, which I've never tested. I haven't tested the Nikon RAW. When I used the Z9, I recorded in ProRes RAW, which is an incredible codec, but it's way too big. I think that it's really nice and you have a lot of latitude to mess around with the colors and the exposure and stuff, but it's kind of unpractical to use in most scenarios. So I'm really interested to see how the NRAW does. But this can do 8K 60 frames per second in Nikon RAW. This can do 8K 30 frames per second 10-bit internal, 4K 120 frames per second video. It has the tilting LCD screen on the back. Like, I know it's a running joke in the filmmaking industry to make fun of Nikon and talk stuff about Nikon and talk about how Nikon's trash, and they not. Nikon's really turning it up. Like, jokes aside, yo. Like, Nikon's really turning it up. So this is like a shrunk down version of the Z9, and it's only coming in at $4,000. Nikon has some really good lenses as well, like some really good lens options. When I used the Z9, I had a great time. I thought the footage out of it was really dope. I didn't really test the photography on it though, but I think it's time to give Nikon some respect. I think it's time to give them some respect, man. Just saying. What y'all think about the Z8 from Nikon? I don't really understand this camera though, because for me it's like, why would you buy the Z9 over this? Other than like the professional body design, you know what I mean? Like with the button on this, like on the bottom, like, you know, like the square professional camera body that we used to seeing. Why would you buy that over this? Like, this camera's cheaper. It does pretty much every single thing that does, and it has CF Express cards. Like, I don't understand why you would buy the Z9 anymore. I don't know. That's just, it feels like they kind of cannibalized that camera on themselves. But I don't know. Maybe that's part of their strategy. But y'all let me know. I think the Z8 is crazy, and I think it's time we give Nikon some respect, man, because Nikon actually been turning it up, low key. They've been turning it up for a little while now, and I think it's a running joke for us to kind of on, you know, Nikon. But I think Nikon's solid. I think Nikon's solid, man. I can't lie. I really want to test out some of Lumix's new cameras, like the S5 II and the S5 IIX, because I'm a really big fan of Lumix cameras as well. I think Lumix does a really good job at giving features for the price, like really good features too, like anamorphic de-squeeze and like shutter angle and like variable frame rates and really good in-body image stabilization that doesn't wobble and do all kind of crazy stuff. So I would love to try out some of Lumix new cameras. If the Nikon fans would stop giving them views, they'll stop talking crap. Next thing I want to talk about is this Nanlux light. So Nanlux is releasing a 2400B light. Like, do y'all understand how bright that is? Y'all understand how bright that is? Like 2400 watts. Like that's insane. My most powerful light that I own right now is 500 watts. This thing right here is like the sun on steroids, bro. Like, this is crazy. They're about to release this. This is a bicolor light, and it's gonna have all the functions that like pretty much all the other Nanlite lights have, with like the bicolor functionality, being able to adjust the green and magenta shift and stuff like that. I think that this light is out of the range and the realm of a lot of us in the content creator realm. But for people who are on set doing bigger sets and that sort of stuff like that, this light is really exciting. It's really exciting. But you really don't understand how bright 2400 watts is until you've seen like a 1000 watt light or like a 1200 watt light. I had a 720 watt Nanlite Forza light, and it was crazy. Like, it was all I needed. I don't think I'll need this, but I just think that this is a really interesting light, man, because it's like, yo, what in the world? One thing I wanted to talk about that I didn't actually put in here is that did y'all see that Aputure just released they just released like the little portable, like it's right here. This is what I'm talking about. I forgot what it's called. This is really interesting right here. This is called the Delta Pro. So this is basically just like a walk-in generator without the gas and without the crazy sound like you hear from like generators on set. So this thing has it's basically a huge battery on wheels, and you just take it with you. You can plug in your lights, you can plug in whatever you need, laptops, whatever you need to power. This is awesome, man. This thing right here is something that I'm really interested in, that I think I want to pick up sometime soon, or like at least get them to send me if they can. You basically just bring this with you, and you never have a problem with power and lights on set wherever you are. You don't have to bring a ton of V-Lock batteries. It got wheels on it, has a extended battery life on it, and it charges pretty fast for what it is. They even have an app that shows you the battery life and what's outputting and the output wattage and all that sort of stuff like that. So this is something that I'm really interested in, that I want to pick up. I don't really know how much this is, though. I'm about to go to B&H and check. I would love to pick one of these up, though. I can't lie. Aputure Delta. They don't even got it yet. They got this, which is an alternative. This is 3200, so I'm assuming the Aputure one will probably be around there too. It sounds expensive, but like, if you shoot all the time and you want to go, and you don't want to worry about bringing V-Locks all the time, or worry about having where you gonna power your lights at, I think this is a good investment for a lot of people, even people who do weddings. Probably not people who do weddings. That's probably stupid as hell. If you shoot a wedding, you probably got power somewhere. I don't know. This might be a horrible idea for wedding shooters, but I don't know, man. I think that this would be dope. This is 3200 right here. 3200 is kind of extreme, but I don't know. I shoot music videos. I'm all over the place. I don't know, man. I think that this would be dope. You said the thing holding Nanlite back is the awful app. Honestly, I've been using the Nanlite app, and it's solid. I don't see a problem with it at all. I think it's dope. I think it's fire. They actually did have a breakdown on the charging somewhere in a commercial. I ain't gonna look at it and tell you. If you want to check it out, you can go do all that on your own. But that's what it is. That's that. That's where we at. I really don't have nothing else though, like, to talk about. I tried to pull up as many things as I could for this week. We'll have some more stuff next week or whenever we have back in here. But yo, I wanted to give people an opportunity to call in. If y'all got Skype and y'all want to call in and y'all want to be a part of this live stream and y'all want to ask me a question, feel free to do so. It's going to be a link down in the description below. It's actually not going to be a link down in the description below. I'm so used to saying that just flowed off the tongue so easily. It's not going to be a link down in the description below. If you got Skype and you want to call in on this live stream and be a part of it, download Skype, type in my email. It's right here on the screen. And let me know what's up. Hit me up. Ask me something. Am I going to try the Z8? Actually, I'm going to try the Z8. I have a rep over at Nikon who actually just emailed me not too long ago about it. So I'm going to get one in and test it out and do some stuff with it. I don't really know what I'm going to do with it, but I'm going to do something with it. I don't really know what it's going to be, but I'm going to do something with it. How do I feel about Instagram going back to photos being a part of the algorithm? I think it's cool for people who want to post photos to be in the algorithm. I'm not really like super into Instagram though, so it really don't matter to me what they do. I'm just like investing the majority of my time here on YouTube because I feel like YouTube is what I care about and YouTube is the spot for me, but I don't know. That's just me. You said my music video plugin keeps glitching. Any idea why that is? Is that my plugin that you're talking about? Or is it another plugin that you're talking about? I think it's exactly what they should be doing. They were trying too hard to be TikTok. What they need to do what they're good at and also keep pushing video. I think it's cool that they're embracing photos. I don't personally really care about it myself, but I think it's cool. I think it's cool. I really haven't been posting many photos. I've been taking a lot of pictures. I just haven't been posting anything. I'm not sure why it would be glitching. I actually worked with the engineers over at Motion VFX to make the plugin. So if you're having any problems, just hit up their support. They like got all the stuff down packed. They know everything. Are the preamps for the X better than the 6K? Honestly, I wouldn't know. I couldn't tell you. Same reason YouTube shifted from their shorts push and now are pushing podcasts because no one else is pushing them that hard. I like the tube, man. Like the tube is where I'm investing my time and my energy at. But yeah. What's my favorite restaurant in Atlanta? I like Mama's. If you want to pull up late night, get whatever food you need. Mama's is dope. And then I like Papados. Papados isn't an Atlanta restaurant, but it is in Atlanta. So I rocks with that. It's a lot of good food in Atlanta though. It's a lot of really good food in Atlanta. But yeah, man, I mean, shoot, I was trying to give people an opportunity to call in, but shoot, if nobody gonna call in, I'm gonna hop off this joint soon. I ain't gonna lie. I wanted to give people an opportunity to hop in here and chat with your boy, ask me some questions or whatever. For upcoming content creator on YouTube, what advice can you give me and others on a mental drain, how to keep pushing when things aren't moving the way you want? I think YouTube is a grind that requires enjoyment. Just because for a long time you're not going to see any results. So it's not like going to the gym where like if you eat the right thing and you go to the gym like on a weekly basis, next week you probably might drop a pound. You know what I mean? So it's like it's instantaneous results that you can see. But YouTube not like that because you can create the perfect video with the perfect thumbnail with the perfect title and still not see nothing. So I think YouTube is a grind that requires enjoyment. You have to genuinely enjoy making videos for the YouTube grind to work and happen for you because you're going to go through a long season where nothing is happening. So I think that as long as you're consistently inspired and you're trying to implement things that you're learning from other people on the YouTube platform that are succeeding, things will happen for you. It's just when. You just don't know when it will. What's my inspiration these days? I'm honestly heavily inspired by a lot of music videos right now. I want to get back on set heavy. The only thing with music videos that's kind of driving me crazy is like scheduling with artists. If I want to make a YouTube video about tips and tricks about cinematography, I can literally set up my camera and my key light and start talking and get the video done like that. But when it comes to music videos, I might sit down and create a concept for a video. Then I got to chat with the artist and get their idea. And then we got to schedule a day. Then we got to go shoot that day. And then we might not finish that day. We got to drag it to another one. And they might be working all week. So it's just like, it's a long process. But I'm heavily inspired by music videos right now. A lot of photography is inspiring me right now too. Yeah, a lot. Let me see what's happening. I've never used the FX6. Do I feel the C70 is still one of the best cameras out? I think the C70 is solid. I don't think the C70 is like the most crispy camera, but I think that it's one of the most functional cameras. Do you think Canon will ever come out with the box style cinema camera that's been rumored for 3 years now? I think they will. I just don't know when. I've never been to Canada. I think the S5 Mark II would be dope to get in a review. Somebody just hit me on Skype. Call me, bruh. Hit me up, bro. What's up? Yeah, I'm gonna check out of here soon, man. I'm gonna check up out of here soon. I thought this was gonna be longer. Thought I was gonna have some people calling in, but shoot, if we ain't talking about nothing, your boy about to go get it popping. It's Friday. What y'all doing tonight? Y'all chilling? Y'all watching movies? Y'all hitting the bar? Y'all editing? Y'all shooting? What y'all doing? What's popping tonight? What y'all got going on? Yo, Michael, what's good? What up? What y'all doing tonight? What do I think about the Fuji X-H2? I don't really know too much about it. I've seen my homie Joshua do some content around it, but I don't really use it. I do have Zoom, but the thing about Zoom is that it's going to require me to make a little meeting, and I don't want to have a bunch of people in there, like, you know. Has Zcam made any new cameras in a while? I used to hear a lot about Zcam, and now I just don't hear nothing about Zcam. Oh, you watching the playoffs tonight? Okay, that's solid. Studying, practicing. Okay. Trying to knock out edits. PS5 tonight. That's dope. I could definitely see some PS5 action popping off tonight. I could see that. I could see that. Added in the music video. Okay. What camera do I recommend for someone starting up? It's too many cameras, honestly. Just get one. They're all good. Like literally every single camera you can get right now is good. Just focus on lighting and lenses. GoPro, the Insta360. I've never used the Insta360. My GoPro that I use is like 3 versions old. I only use them for BTS stuff, so I don't really care about the quality. I just care about the convenience of those sorts of cameras. You're repairing the 18 to 35. That sucks. Get your Nikon rep to send a grip with the Z8. Okay. I'll ask him about that. I'll definitely ask him about that. All right, well, look, man, I'm going to head out. I'm going to check out of here. Appreciate y'all for checking out this episode of Camera Culture. Hopefully, we'll pop back in next week. If not, we'll have some sort of live stream that isn't pertaining to this, but we'll figure all that out. Everybody in here right now, do me a favor, drop this joint a like before you leave, because it's like, why not? You might as well. And that's that. I'm out. Next week, though, call in on Skype, man, because I need some questions, all right? I'm outie. I'm going to holler at y'all. Peace.